Tonight, Democrats calling the former ambassador to Ukraine, Marie Yovanovitch, focusing on why the respected anti-corruption champion was abruptly removed from her job.
Why did Rudy Giuliani want her gone, and why did Donald Trump?
In at times very personal terms.
What I do wonder is why it was necessary to smear my reputation.
Yovanovitch describing what she says was a campaign against her by the president's allies, including his private attorney, Rudy Giuliani, saying she was stunned to learn from a State Department official she was being recalled from her post.
He said the words that, every Foreign Service officer understands: the president has lost confidence in you. That was, a terrible thing to hear. But no real reason was offered as to why I had to leave.
Her testimony also drawing real-time reaction from President Trump, noting a president can remove an ambassador for any reason, tweeting, "They call it serving at the pleasure of the president." But also this attack. Everywhere Marie Yovanovitch went turned bad. She started off in Somalia. How did that go? Then fast forward to Ukraine, where the new Ukrainian president spoke unfavorably about her.
Would you like to respond to the president's attack that everywhere you went turned bad?
Well, I don't think I have such powers, not in Mogadishu, Somalia, and not in other places. Ukraine, for example, where there are huge challenges, but they've made a lot of progress since 2014, including in the years that I was there.
And now the president in real time is attacking you. What effect do you think that has on other witnesses' willingness to come forward and expose wrongdoing?
Well, it's very intimidating.
The president later defending his tweet.
You know what? I have the right to speak. I have freedom of speech, just as other people do. But they've taken away the Republicans' rights.
Sir, do you believe your tweets and words can be intimidating?
I don't think so at all.
Democrats outraged. Republicans questioning why Yovanovitch was even called to testify, given that she was gone before that July phone call. That's central to the Democrats' case. President Trump engaged in a quid pro quo, requesting Ukraine's President Zelensky investigate the Bidens and the 2016 election while withholding military aid.
Did you ever talk to President Trump in 2019?
No, I have not.
I'm not exactly sure what the ambassador is doing here today. This seems more appropriate for the Subcommittee on Human Resources at the Foreign Affairs Committee if there's issues with employment.
But Democrats point to the president's criticism of Yovanovitch in that July call, telling Ukraine's leader the woman was bad news, adding she's going to go through some things.
She's going to go through some things. It didn't sound good. It sounded like a threat.
Did you feel threatened?
I did.
Have you ever heard of a president of the United States recalling another ambassador without cause based on allegations that the State Department itself knew to be false?
No.
Republicans tried to poke holes in the Democrats' case, arguing that Yovanovitch's replacement as the top diplomat in Ukraine, Bill Taylor, is a man Democrats had just praised in Wednesday's hearing.
If recalling Ambassador Yovanovitch was part of some scheme by Trump and Pompeo and Giuliani to get President Zelensky to do an investigation, why would they replace her with the Democrats' first witness, their star witness, Bill Taylor? I mean, if that's the plan, not the best plan I've ever seen put together.
But Yovanovitch says her dismissal has a cost.
Shady interests the world over have learned how little it takes to remove an American ambassador who does not give them what they want.
And, Peter, Democrats are really focusing on the president's tweet about Yovanovitch today.
Yeah, Lester, Democrats are saying it amounts to witness intimidation and saying that it bolsters their case for obstruction as an article of impeachment.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.